Some of the most dramatic images that we've seen out of Houston have been folks springing into action on their own. These are volunteer rescue efforts, people risking their lives to help those trapped by the floodwaters of Harvey. Some of the rescues have been organized by a grassroots group called the Texas Navy. It's inspired by the Cajun Navy, which saved thousands after last year's massive flooding in Louisiana. Joining me now is Cajun Navy member, founder of Crowd Relief Texas, Rob Gaudet. Rob, exactly what are you guys doing? What is the Texas Navy?
You know, the Texas Navy is a replication of the Cajun Navy. You're only going to get so many boats to help from Louisiana. The Cajun Navy is a great group of guys, and I was very involved with that in Baton Rouge. And I took what we learned in Baton Rouge and carried it over to help organize a Texas Navy, and so that's what we've done.
Rob, Leah Gabriel, I know some of the firefighters here in the FDNY that are members of the Swiftwater rescue teams, so I know the type of training that they have to go through, and it's pretty extensive because the work is very dangerous. So thank you for your efforts and those of your teammates and just, you know, putting your lives on the line to go and help these people. I want to ask, there's some reporting about how everyone's communicating. Are you using apps, or how are you staying organized to send out people in this rescue effort?
Yeah, so we've created our own communication and dispatch system using mobile apps. We have the boaters download Zello, and we have Zello ourselves, which is a walkie-talkie app. We also have them download Glimpse, which is a GPS app. We take requests off of Facebook and social media, and we dispatch boaters to perform rescues. And this is what we did in Louisiana. We really learned how to do this, and it's what made the Cajun Navy successful. And we wanted to replicate that in Texas. And you know, one of the things that people need to think about is the rescues are happening right now, but after the rescues, we're talking about years worth of recovery. The Cajun Navy became a rally point in Louisiana for rebuild. The Texas Navy, we think, will become a rally point for rebuild in Texas.
Can you tell us a little bit more about the logistics of what you're doing? You're going into flooded neighborhoods, obviously, and you're taking people out. Where are you taking them, and what are you taking them to?
You know, boaters go, and boaters stay in boats. They go, they grab somebody out of a house, and they take them to dry land, a staging area right on dry land. And really, after they get put on dry land, it's up to them to find their way, as far as we know. We're really water rescue. We get them to dry land, and we take off and go find another person. So we're really out of the loop when it comes to how they get from dry land to a shelter or to a family member that can help them. I think they're probably getting their cell phones and have somebody waiting for them at the place that they're being dropped off. That's what happened here in Louisiana, at least.
Hi, Rob. This is Michael Starr Hopkins. Thanks so much for your service. Can you talk about what you're seeing on the ground now and how that relates to your experience in Louisiana?
You know, what we're seeing is people coming together to help. It's surreal to see it happening, that citizens are just filling slots. We created a platform. We created the Texas Navy, like I said, as a replication of the Cajun Navy. And the same thing's happening. People are stepping up and filling roles. We have dispatchers, professional dispatchers, working on Zello that already know what to do and are coordinating the boat rescues. It's quite amazing, frankly.
And Rob, it's not just the rescue. What about your plans to be involved in the rebuilding effort?
So, you know, after I actually did your show a year ago, and in that year I've learned that the hard part is the long-term rebuild. You really have to start thinking about that right now, whenever the attention is on the disaster. So the disaster is here, the rescues are being done. It's extremely difficult for these folks going back to their homes and finding their homes in quite a state of disrepair, with everything has to be thrown away in these homes. And you can't really put your head around it until you see it yourself. But here's some numbers. So let's say there's 10,000 homes that are affected. Let's say it takes 10 people per home. Well, that's 100,000 people. In Louisiana, we had some reports 150, 100,000 homes. If it takes 10 people per home, we're talking about a lot of people. We're talking about 1 million people, 1 million volunteers to help people out. It's an enormous challenge. The need for volunteers coming up is enormous. and there's already a volunteer movement going on. We really need to think about a strategy to doing that and create a rally point. And again, that's why we created the Texas Navy. We knew they would need something to hold proud and rally around, and that's why we went in and created that organization.
Rob, thank you for your service. Thank you for everything you're doing, Rob Gaudet. Please keep us posted on how efforts develop in Texas. Despite